Today's lecture is about random vibration. This is something that probably quite a few of you have been waiting for. Up to this point, we've been discussing an awful lot about complex vibrations, whereas today we're going to be speaking more about random vibrations. So as I'm standing here, I'm using this just as a level, as I'm not able to stand here in front of uh, the camera or behind the camera. I've been using this to kind of get our center and find out where our background is. I do have it here set up the camera right now where we have it full screen going all the way down to the feet. I'm checking out the range of movement, how far we can come forward or back. You notice my foot, my hand probably just got cut off. I even have it arranged right now with a great big, almost as a teleprompter off to the side of the camera. If you notice right now, I'm looking into the lens. I'm doing a test right now for my own purposes. Right now, I'm looking just off the lens where I can actually see myself. I can see when it is that I actually have exited the screen. It looks like my hand's getting cut off. This side over here. I think it's best if I can write a reminder for myself is to actually mark the floor here with where our parameters are. In any case, so this right here, we're operating right now under, I'm going to call normal light within this particular studio. I'm looking at some fill lights up here and what I'd almost just call is the chandelier. My hand's getting cut off right here, I've noticed. We have several of these other lights, as well as a light that would go above my head. What I'm looking at right here, I have an identical one I set just off to the other side here that puts more of a fill, a light. There won't be as much shadows. I again am looking now in the camera. I'm now just looking off the camera, and I can see how the shadows might look. I have a tendency to be looking down at where the camera is. I should probably have my head up a little bit more. Another thing we're looking for, so we're going to have some more light in here. I'm talking to you through a wired microphone. I'm noticing the wire comes down this way and just disappears. The wire actually is right here. It kind of comes back up to the camera. I've chosen this right here just not only to test the sound, but to see how that would look if I were to be working with models, say if we were doing resonance. Resonance, I guess, was the topic of this next lecture. I have a stool here, and I think this is interesting. As you move it towards the screen, the stool could be higher. It might ideally be higher where if I'm working with an object, say with this little unit right here, and doing a demonstration, it might be better to have it up a little bit higher. Maybe I could use as another example, just off to the stage right. If let's say right here would be a model of a fulcrum or a pendulum or something, if it were a spring swinging, we'd be able to use this as an example together with, and now I'm going to point for the first time off the screen at what we otherwise would be having a representation of what was otherwise projected on a projector by Wayne. So we'll try a couple tests. The very next test here, I will in post-production, I'll be adding a little bit more light in here to see how that will look.